What if this constant hamster wheel search for money and getting more money starts feeling less and less meaningful because we are actually misunderstanding the meaning behind the abundance we're actually looking for? What if we knew from the beginning, as children, as youngsters in this world, we knew the meaning of abundance that we wanted in our lives, and we experienced that abundance. We had that abundance, but then as we grew older and started filling our roles and taking our parts in society, which naturally often means also taking a part in the economy, we along the way just misunderstood and translated this abundance into money. Because money is the prominent symbol for abundance, for richdom these days, right? But what if it was never about the money to begin with? And then we just forgot as we took and found our parts in society, as we were taught and trained that money is the symbol of abundance. I just got home, and on my way home, I was listening to this podcast On Purpose by Jay Shetty. My friend recently recommended this to me. And the episode wasn't even about money, but somewhere he said, sometimes when you ask for something, you don't get what you ask for in this physical form, but you get what you ask for through a lesson. So for example, if you ask for more money or more abundance, he says, maybe what you get is a period with less money than you need, less money than you want or that you're used to having. And it's so interesting because I'm in this period right now where I don't have the amount of money that I'm used to having and that I'm used to using. So I'm a bit short on money. And it's so interesting what he said there. Maybe if you ask for abundance, you get a lesson, and that lesson comes with less money. Because I have already started feeling this lesson coming to life right before my eyes. Because what I have realized in this period of having less money, I have started looking at everything differently because of the fact that I have to think differently. What I have been doing the past month or two is, number one, I start selling a lot of clothing and things that I have lying around in my house, never using, but never actually got to get rid of. And I have started going through my cabinets and my fridge and my freezer and started getting creative, as in, what can I cook? What do I already have in this house that doesn't acquire me spending any more money to cook for myself? And over time, this has showed me, wow, I am surrounded by abundance. How lucky am I to have a house filled with all of these things that I no longer need, and I can actually sell them, and people pay me money for them, things that I never use, so I get money that way. And I have so much food in my house that would probably just go to waste or end up in the garbage if I didn't have to get creative and started trying out making different things from what I already have. And this kind of mindset change has just kind of rubbed off on everything around me, and it has started these different processes inside of me where I start thinking about my memories. The memories that I remember the most, that matter the most to me, from when I was a child and from my youthful days, and also the most valuable memories as an adult. Probably because I have started already really being grateful for the abundance of everything I have in my life that doesn't have anything to do with money. I think that's the reason why my mind is opening up to all of these other thoughts and experiences and feelings about them. And what I saw was the memories that I value the most, none of them have anything to do with money, but all of them has to do with abundance, with being rich in life. Abundance in connections, in friendships, in nature, in experiences, in love, in just being new to this world and going outside and exploring everything that life has to offer. That is what lies behind my most valuable memories. And even as an adult, if money has anything to do with these memories, it is because of what experiences money allowed me to have. But I am really starting to open my eyes to this fact, and I just started thinking, what if that is actually the reason why we are all running around to gather more money? Because along the way, we just got a bit off track on what it's actually about and what we were actually searching for from the beginning. We were searching for abundance. Abundance is so much more than money. It's freedom, basically, freedom, and being surrounded by possibilities, by sunsets and sunrises, by the ocean, the mountains, the nature, the people, the songs, the movies, the friendships, the love, the healing. All of these parts, if you really take a look at your most memorable memories, how many of them are related to money, but still are related to abundance in some sort of way? So what I'm thinking is this. I believe we got it back then. We went searching for and exploring and appreciating the abundance in every shape, color, and form that life provided for us. But as we grew older and started contributing to society in these parts and roles that we kind of have to be doing in some sort of way, the economy and society and culture just took the perspective of abundance and put it in the framework of money, because money is one kind of abundance, and money can provide freedom and experiences, and is basically the most tangible physical form or symbol of abundance that we know in today's society. So maybe we just lost track of the wider perspective of what abundance really means, and we just connected it with money. And so, of course, with this remembering of abundance that naturally comes with us, that we carry with us as children and from an early age, we remember that feeling and how much we love abundance. And then, of course, when this little error happens in the mind, where we just say that abundance equals money, of course we go searching for more money, and we want to fill our life experience with as much money as possible. But it starts feeling stressful. It starts losing its meaning, and in the end it doesn't feel very abundant at all, does it? Because are we enjoying the money we accumulate, or are we worrying and thinking and working for the next amount of money and how we can get more of that? Never really getting to truly enjoy them, never really letting the money provide us the feeling of being abundant that was the whole reason for why we went searching for that money in the first place. Me being in this time of my life where I have less money has really made me appreciate and really notice how abundant my life is without the money. How much I value connections and wow moments, and just being in nature and just seeing how much stuff I have that I don't really even care about that came from money. And I'm so grateful for having less money right now, because I'm connecting again. I'm reconnecting to what it's all about. We shouldn't make money the only and the most important symbol of abundance, especially when money starts feeling bad. Isn't that what happens to most of us? The more we search for money, think about money, look for money, the more we start worrying about money, and then we start feeling bad about money. Like there is not enough to go around, and that is the exact opposite of what abundance means. Just a little food for thought. Maybe it's not really the money we want. We want abundance. And the problem with taking the money as the only symbol of abundance is truly that we are missing out on all the abundance we are surrounded with in each and every moment. We are missing out on how rich we are in life. Rich in memories, rich in experiences, rich in everything that we have but we take for granted. Rich in possibilities, in opportunities, in always wanting more and enjoying the fact that we are never done wanting more, because wanting something is really meant to make us feel good, but it's us that put all the worry and what ifs and hows around it. But just daydreaming about wanting something, that is feeling good, and that is also abundance in some sort of way. And it makes me remember this research I read several years ago. Someone had done research on money and how money can buy us happiness or not. And the conclusion was that money can affect your happiness up to a certain point, and that point is where your basal needs are met. You can pay your bills, and you can get your food and water and clothing and electricity and the things you need to provide your own survival and for your family's survival. The feeling of having enough so that you don't have to worry about how to get your food or your clothing or pay for school. Up until that point, money affects happiness. And actually, after that point, money can start affecting happiness in a negative way, because then it becomes our whole focus. And also, when we start seeing that we have so much money that we can have anything we want in the blink of an eye, it loses its joy. Think about that for a second. If you could have absolutely everything in the second you thought of it, would it even make you happy? What about being excited about dreaming about something or wanting to experience something or looking forward to something? That whole joyful process is just taken away if you have so much money that you can have everything you think of in the moment. And I have seen a lot of documentaries lately of people even ending their own lives or getting really, really depressed because they start off doing something they love and are really passionate about. And then they start making money for it and they get famous for it. And then other people start to rely on them to make them more money, the managers and all of that. And then, after a while, even their passion loses its passion, because it's not about the joy of creating that anymore. It's about getting more money. And there they sit after a while, feeling no joy, no passion, and having millions of dollars, and they don't even know what to use them for or who to share it with. Let's just think about that. I'm not saying we shouldn't want money. I am saying we shouldn't let that be our only goal, because we are missing out on the true abundance of life. And especially if money makes us feel bad, that is the opposite of abundance. So maybe we should start looking into, do I really need to think about and focus on money so much of the time, or do I need to worry about money? What if I see what I already have and start being grateful for that? And then what will happen to my life and how will I feel? Because don't you forget that everything you want deep down is to feel good. You wouldn't want anything unless you expected it to make you feel good somehow. So if you are constantly searching for money and worrying about it and thinking about it, and it doesn't make you feel good, then what's the point? What is abundance for you when you truly think about that? That's an invitation from me to you. Thank you.